Okay, guys, good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone, depending on where you are. We do have special announcements before we begin the webinar. First of all, we're glad to be back on our first webinar of 2022. I think with Diego, I think we did 100 something webinars between 2020 and 2021, and I'm glad we're not doing that. I'm glad that everybody's super busy now without time to do a lot of webinars, but I am grateful for the ones doing ours today. And I also wanted to remind people that we sent an invitation for a really cool fam trip in Ecuador to get to know the Contiki Expeditions program, which is something we've been waiting for a few years now and is actually happening. So that's pretty cool. And I'm also excited to see business coming back in such a way, right? We're seeing our countries making it easier and easier to travel again. And also, you know, we learned and delivered so many trips in a new way, in this new biosecure way, which is great. And the usual fun style, and couldn't be more grateful to you all for your support during this period, guys. So it's really, really, really exciting. So Maru, let's talk about Peru, right? And today I want to introduce you to Maru. She's a dear friend of mine, now my dear colleague who inspired me. You really inspired me, Maru, for the past year on the process of dreaming about an operation in Peru. You know, and for me, it's a dream come true to bring Tropic and our way of doing things to your country. Maru, you know, and you have a dream team they're joining us here today, and it's all happening, right? So. We are really looking forward today to share with everyone what we have done and learned so far, right? As it never ends, the learning curve is a process that is always evolving. And thank you so much for letting me share my own experience, Maru, in discovering Peru, a la Tropic, last December. So let's do this, Maru. Why don't you take over?
Yes, thank you everyone for being here, and welcome to Peru. We are really excited about this, and we thought that which way would be better than to start showing amazing Peru, that sharing part of Jasci's trip here. So first, I want to take you over to what we did last year. You know, we've been working in this project for a long time now, actually. When we started and when we decided to bring Tropic and a Tropic way to do things to Peru, we started a process of brainstorming with the team, thinking, you know, what is our product going to be about? How are we going to design the experience? What is that we want to transmit to our guests? So, you know, in the brainstorming, we realized that Peru is really, really a lot about culture. And probably most of you know, we are one of the cradles of civilization in the world, the only one in the Southern Hemisphere. So we thought, you know, Peru is a story that's still unfolding. You know, we have like such an amazing past, but we have a very interesting present as well. So, you know, all these great things like the chefs, Pia, Virgilio, they, you know, they rely on the investigation on the different crops and the different agricultural techniques that started like 1,000 years ago. So, you know, after having this, we started working on the project, and we decided to focus, first of all, in the Sacred Valley and Cusco and Lima areas.
Right.
So, you know, Jasci was all about doing things at a Tropic, and he was, okay, let's identify which people are going to be our, may I introduce you, where are we going to find the urban adventures, and which is the other side of the Sacred Valley. So it was really, really fun. It was really fun being there in the field, working with our partners and checking with them which would be the ideal way to show our country to them.
Yeah, that's cool, Maru. And just to wrap up the process and Tropic style, right? Because a lot of you guys know us and know how we do things. And obviously product development, it's key for a tour operator like ourselves. And I think it's important to understand our concepts, right? And they may introduce you to, it's a program that is already well known by the majority of our clients, which is, you know, a way to highlight local communities, local ambassadors of their cultures, keepers of their culture. So it's always very important to have these characters showcasing their passions and their lifestyles. Obviously, the insider access and some exclusive ones are always ideal for us. As you all know, you all have your very important clients, and for us it's important to be able to deliver something that is unique and exclusive and interesting for them. And I think most importantly, Maru, and you represent that, is really knowledgeable, tailor-made capacities to provide solutions that are unique for our clients, right? And obviously competitive rates, right? So we are not forgetting that this is still a business and we all are competing on a very crowded marketplace. So we're always negotiating the best possible rates without harming our partners and local suppliers. And as Maru is showcasing, right, our operations. As you know, the heart of a tour operator is a hands-on operating team, right? And this is, for us, very important. Having our team based in Cusco is a real luxury. Angel, our operations manager, is here with us. And having someone and having a team on a place where doors sometimes close without warning, it's important to have someone who can open those doors for us, right? And that's Angel, and that's our operations team. And as you know, we have developed over the years this concept of on-tour management and our concierge services that the majority of our clients make good use of. I think that's the providing the high touch that our clients deserve and are paying for. So that's also key to streamline operations and to provide a very unique and powerful experience. And lastly, but most importantly, our guardians, right? As you know, we have our Amazon, Galapagos, and Andes and Mountain Guardians. And this is a program dedicated to our guides, our ambassadors on the ground, the people who represent us and you guys. And this is a program of incentives and awards and trainings. We already have performed a few trainings, as you can see in the images, for our guides in Peru. And obviously, what we want is to have people that understand who you are, your companies, your brands, who we are and what we want to accomplish, and be properly represented and while having fun with your clients on the ground. So those are kind of the two essential things that we developed and worked on for the past year and have been incredible, right? And that enabled for us to bring this experience that we're going to share. My own experience, I was back in December with Maru doing this Peru a la Tropic and the other side of the Sacred Valley. And that's the main reason of this webinar. We will definitely dive into the specifics of each region in future webinars, but the idea today was to celebrate this trip that I did and definitely showcase the highlights of what we want to do in each of these regions, right? And Peru begins in Lima, right? And for me, Maru, the discovery was Barranco. What an incredible neighborhood, right? I used, the times that I went there, I was in San Isidro and Miraflores, but going to Barranco and staying at Hotel B or Hotel B or Villa Barranco, two very unique and beautiful boutique hotels in an area that, to me, enabled for me to unplug, right? We coming from Ecuador, busy, with work and calls and business and life, right? Being able to stay at Barranco and unplug and start your adventure with great food and drinks and lots of style and definitely history. So Maru, tell us what Lima is all about from our perspective.
Thank you, Jasci. Well, yes, I agree with you. I also love Barranco. It's probably my favorite neighborhood here in Lima. It used to be a beach resort back in the 19th century, so it preserved this aura of relax and being decontracted. That's why you enjoy it so much. But now it's the creative hub of Lima. There's a lot of things happening here. There's the ateliers of the young artists and also the hot designers. And what we want to showcase is also a living city filled with creativity. And that's why one of the urban adventures that we're promoting is with Marina Garcia Burgos, this nice lady with the blue t-shirt. And she's a photographer that works in Vogue and has all the insider access to these small ateliers. So our guests can really get a sense of what's being produced now in Peru, using ancestral techniques, but looking forward and being super modern and cool and really hot designers down there. And also we go and explore some of the boutique shops or boutique cafes. One of our favorites is Amanda, the lady in red. She runs a place called El Cacao Tal, and then there we have amazing cacao workshops where different chocolates from all over Peru come, and our guests can taste them and sense the difference between that, and also have really great coffee. She mixes the coffee and chocolate experiences.
Delicious.
And of course, you know, Peru and Lima is all about food. So, you know, we don't forget that, and we have a lot of experiences around food. Cooking classes, visiting the market, fine dining in the 50 best restaurants, you know, visiting workshops of the specific ingredients, like all the superfoods that are found in Peru. There's a little bit of everything for everyone. We even have like a tour of huariques, which are like small family-owned restaurants, like usually like super like secret in a bike. So, you know, there's different kinds of tours related to food, because we love to eat. We're really proud of our food, so we really want to showcase it. And besides that, we also understand that Lima is the gateway to our culture. So a visit to Museo Largo is mandatory for us. It's like the perfect frame for our guests to understand what is Peru all about and the ancient history. So one of the things that we enjoy a lot there are the activities they have for children. So it gets immersive, and it's not only, you know, visiting the museum, but it's also about living the museum. And Lima is also, you know, UNESCO cultural capital because of its colonial heritage. And we visit amazing Casa Aliaga. You know, it's been standing there since the 16th century, inhabited by the same family. And we can have a special treat there, having a nice dinner or lunch made by Jerónimo de Aliaga, the youngest generation of the Aliagas. So it's a really interesting story, and you know, you can see the continuity of history there.
Well, for the ones who didn't notice, Maru's last name is de Aliaga. So Jerónimo is Maru's brother, and we have the ultimate insider access here, Maru. So exciting times in Lima, and your father as well is a character, is a lot of fun, and definitely an encyclopedia about Peruvian history. So it's a must to stop by your house, I must say, or our house now, I guess. And so
really a lot meeting you, Jasci. Yeah, no, we're really fun.
I'm very excited about this, and everybody probably is wondering, wow, Jasci is enjoying boutique hotels. Yes, I can also enjoy a boutique hotel every once in a while. It's not about only camping in the jungle. So Maru, but the adventure is really about the Andes, right? So and to me, you know, I was very lucky. You know, flying into the Andes can be an experience on its own. You know, this dramatic landscape, and I got very lucky thanks to you putting up on the right seat and setting the right weather for me to fly in. But these views here made me start dreaming about this story, right? And we've been talking about these stories for such a long time. You know, the Andes, the culture, the Incas, circuit places, living cultures. And now I gotta add pre-Inca cultures as well, right? Because you've been teaching me a lot about this 5,000-year-old unfolding story, right?
Yes.
You know, in the beginning, I wasn't really sure about that, but now I get it, I promise you. And but to me, you know, these flying in and having these access to, as you said, the other side of the Circuit Valley, right? I want to explain why are we naming the other side of the Circuit Valley, and what is our approach into this venture. And our idea is to bring what is best from each destination, right? And bring off the beaten path experiences in remote areas or well-known and visited areas, right? You can always go off the beaten path, even on a mainstream destination. And the other side of Peru, in this case, or the Circuit Valley, is also about bringing what is best and what we love. And we are your eyes and hands on the ground, right? So the idea here is for you guys to trust us and let us take you to the places where there are communities we're getting involved with, where we have a positive impact with our business, where we have conservation initiatives in place, where we found and fall in love with places that are owner operated, you know, properties that with wonderful taste and hosts. And we love to know who they are, right? Because when we are welcoming your clients there, we want to be able to call the people making decisions. So, and obviously great guides. and carefully design fun stories to tell, right? So this is really what the concept of what the other side of the Sacred Valley means to us, as well as what the other side of the Galapagos mean to us and the other side of Ecuador means to us. So I think it's really important for you guys to start understanding a little bit the concepts of what's behind it. So this is how we begin our adventure in the Andes of Peru, right, Maru? Blessed by the locals and its living cultures, because that is exactly our idea, right? So tell Maru how you surprised me once I landed in Cusco.
Yes, well, just a tip, remember when you're flying from Lima to Cusco, always to go on the right side. That's where you will see the mountains.
There you go.
Yeah, well, like you said, Jasci, for us, we wanted to take to the soul and heart of the destination. And for us, the soul and heart of Peru and more even in the Sacred Valley are the people. The people are the guardians of the heritage. They are the ones that are still living and seeing life in the Andean way of seeing life. So we believe that before starting anything, we should get to know the people and understand the ways of living life, there. So we've been working with the community of Misminay, which is located, for the ones that know Peru, near Moray, Chincheros, in the Chincheros Plateau. And it's really, really near Moray and Maras. And here our guests arrive and they can share with the local community, which makes it easier to communicate and really have an exchange. And you can have activities like the traditional ones, like building bricks or cooking or doing like agricultural activities. But we have also, worked with them and developed some activities that are nice for children, like donkey walking, strolling on a donkey. That's my daughter over there. Or a lot of soft adventure activities as well. Biking and trekking are like really interesting to do around there. And our favorite trek is the one that we did with Jasci. We went from Ismina, it's like 30-minute walk up to the Moray viewpoint, where you can see Moray from another perspective, and there's with Beto, Eulogio, and Flora, who are our hosts there. And I really like this picture because it represents what we want to do. You're there, you're in Moray, you're understanding Moray, all the circular terraces, but at the same time, you're seeing it with the locals in the middle of a ceremony that I will let Jasci tell a little bit about that because he was really touched by that. And also out of the crowds, with the local people and out of the crowds. That's these little twitches that we are doing so our guests experience Peru in a different way.
Yeah.
So Jasci,
no,
how did you like that?
Yeah, sure. No, first of all, I just want to clarify that now I'm seeing the picture and I do have another T-shirt, right? So, but I couldn't resist wearing my Tropic Peru T-shirt today. So, guys, imagine day one, arriving and going straight into the Altiplano, right? Skipping the city, straight into the Altiplano, meeting a local community, engaging into all of these fun activities, eating, preparing the food with them, serving with them, doing some weaving workshops, etc. And then walking with them to this sacred place and having this beautiful ceremony. To me, it's so moving because you arrive as a tourist, you're still a little bit clueless, you're still asking questions about the Incas, and then suddenly you are with this living culture telling you, listen, we are here, we are alive, and this is what we have to offer you. And suddenly you're not only welcome, but you're part of the community, you're engaging with stuff with them, you're carrying things with them. And it's a big deal to me, arrive as a visitor and leave the place as being part of the community. And that's just day one. I just landed 2 hours ago, right? So the takeaway here and the takeaway for me from the beginning was I arrived asking about the Incas and where is Atahualpa, and I want to know where is Pachacutec, and tell me about all of these ruins that suddenly I started calling them sacred citadels, as Maru taught me. And suddenly you're seeing this culture that is alive, that is right there. These are the keepers of the mountains and sacred mountains that the locals call apus, right? And those are kind of the things that starts making you wake up and immerse yourself into the story and into the adventure. And this is something that I feel is so well done, Maru. And definitely meeting, as you say, right, meeting the local people, right, meeting the lady who does the weaving herself, or make the hats herself and in maras, or this other couple that would prepare a nice meal for you. And for the highly active ones, like Angel, you know, going on a stand-up paddleboard activity, or going on a mountain bike ride. But the idea here is to allow for us to facilitate the connection with the locals, right? And here I met my soulmate, the potato whisperer, right? And this guy here that you're seeing the picture, he's been distilling potatoes. And for the ones who know me better, knows that I've been trying to distill potatoes here in Ecuador as well. So Manuel Choque here, you know, we meet and we started to talk about potatoes, and suddenly I thought I was going to meet a guy that was kind of on my same level of knowledge of potatoes, which is pretty much French fries and now distilling potatoes. Suddenly, this is a guy that study all sorts of types of potatoes and creating this new breed of super potato. And, you know, and suddenly I was talking to someone that is on a different level of knowledge and capacity to inspire people to follow his dream of creating this superfood for the world, for the Peruvians, and the most humble guy who really, you know, on the most simple fashion is meeting with celebrities, chefs from around the world, and sharing his potato vodka, his wine made out of vodka. So this is really a special treat and a great way to begin your adventure into this plateau of the high Andes of Peru, Maru. So that's in a nutshell my day one before going into the Circuit Valley, right? So I will let you talk a little bit about these beautiful places you show me in the Circuit Valley, and I'll give you my takeaways as well.
Thank you, Jasci. Yeah, there's so many interesting people and guardians to meet, you know, in the high plateau. And then you arrive to the Sacred Valley, where we have lodges for every taste, for every budget. You know, we have the wellness retreats, amazing yoga centers. We have the Relais Chateau hotels like beautiful Soliluna. We have the Inca Terra. We have the really boutique, nice new hotels like Andenia, really cool. And we have also options for glamping near the town Ollantaytambo, and also glamping the communities in Sinai, in Huilloc, in Piacha. So there's a little bit of options for everyone. No, I mean, we make just explore most of these hotels, making him jump from hotel, but I think he was quite happy with most of them, no?
And I mean, the Circuit Valley is an ideal place to spend your first night. I mean, it's a bit lower altitude. It will help you adjust, you know, your heart and your brains and your lungs, right, to the altitudes. But it's also super relaxing, right? It's incredibly easy to move around. It's just this highway, right? Very easy to move around. The hotels are so accessible. It's so funny because to me it was like, you know, sometimes in Ecuador you have to drive hours to get to places. Then suddenly I was in one hotel, and in the afternoon in another hotel doing our little inspections and saying hi to everybody, you know, and the weather is perfect. The views are so dramatic and beautiful. And so all super easy. But the takeaway here with this beautiful shot of seeing the places that I felt like at home for a week, it was like the infrastructure is top, right? And the amenities are so in tune with the place, but the service and the hosts, right? Everybody, you know, is so dialed in with what we're expecting from them, and at the same time they're so relaxed and chilled and in control of the situation. Is just amazing, Maru. So thank you very much for setting me up in such beautiful places, right? And preparing to get me to the reason why I went to this place, right? I was really annoying because I was asking so many questions about the Incas, right? And then suddenly Maru takes me to Ollantaytambo, and the magic starts happening, Maru. So go for it. Tell everybody, you know, a little bit of the details. You are the expert, and I will jump in to tell my take on it.
Thank you, Jasci. I must say I really enjoy like picking you from the hotels and seeing your excitement, and like you were so happy each day, which was really rewarding, and we were really happy that you enjoyed that so much. So yeah, you know, we go to Ollantaytambo, and that's the first moment when we go really deep into the Incas, and we visit the ancient ruins and the city of Ollantaytambo. But it's not only that. We have been working on a reforestation experience. So we go in the Quebrada de Choquechaca, which is like going uphill in Ollantaytambo, and there we plant trees or we do some forestry depending on the season. That's Angel planting a queñual, which is a local tree. So for us, it's very important to have a positive, really concrete impact as well. And we have different experience lunches there, and one of our favorites one is the Pachamanca at El Albergue. And here is Jasci, after having this nice Pachamanca meal cooked under earth, learning all the secrets, again, his passion for drinks and distilled alcohol and moonshine, sharing his passion, making his own mixture, his own brebaje.
Yeah.
Yes, come on. Yeah. You want to tell everything about that?
I mean, it's a little bit embarrassing. I wasn't expecting for you to put that photo where I cleaned the shop of.
I know.
But it's definitely, I got a little bit carried away that day. But when you feel like you're at home, and you start meeting people that welcome you as part of the family, you do get very excited. But I want to go back 2 steps and talk about Ollantaytambo, because this is the place to start the Inca story, right? And the discovery. And Maru, she gave me the hat of the current communities that I have here. And I'm going to wear now for you, be jealous about this beautiful artwork that I was given during my trip. So Maru was there convincing me, Jasci, there is the living cultures and the stories now, and this is happening. I'm like, Maru, I've been reading so many things about the Incas that I really want to connect with what happened here. So I couldn't stop dreaming about the days of the Incas. And Ollanta has it all to begin it, right? And I was very excited getting to know about how they storage things and how they moved around and why they came to this place and the beautiful sacred site that we were able to explore off the hours, thanks to Angel, that got ourselves there behind the scenes to have an exclusive visit. So, it's a fun place, and it's a fun place because every single host that we met along the way were also excited and very proud of being able to live there and share this amazing lifestyle of, celebrating the Pachamanca, this traditional barbecue, I would say, of this area, and definitely a lot of moonshine. I have my Tropic secret blend here, Maru, but now I recall I was going to open to celebrate it with you all now, but I just remember that I have to wait 6 months for it to properly blend the different type of spices and the moonshine that I was given there. So yeah. To me, Maru, Ollantaytambo was a dream to be able to start my discovery of the Inca history, but at the same time, be able to reconfirm what Tropic will be able to bring to our clients, which is, fun characters, local passionate people sharing their lifestyle with us, and at the same time, starting to develop our own conservation initiative by participating on these reforestation programs with the local community. So very exciting, very exciting.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's one of my favorite places as well. And after Ollantaytambo, we are moving in the valley into the west and closer to our beautiful jewel in the crown, Machu Picchu. So here it is, Machu Picchu. You will probably know there are many ways to get there. We have all the different trains from Inca Rail, Peru Rail, the different services, the royal service, the private service, the Hiram Bingham, where you will see Jasci was really, enjoying and spending some time. And we also have, I know, it was really fun. And we also have, you can also arrive walking. There's the 5-day Inca Trail, the 4-day Inca Trail, the full-day Inca Trail, the Salcantay Trek. We can have a whole webinar only on the different ways to arrive to Machu Picchu. Our favorite way is to walk to Machu Picchu because it's a pilgrimage. And we've been working on making it even more special. Coming soon, we will tell you everything about that in a new webinar. But yes, Machu Picchu, here you will see also Stephanie, who is in charge of sales in Tropic Peru, and she's here in the webinar enjoying the view. Machu Picchu is always different. And I've been probably there like been lucky enough to be there like 50 times, and every single time it has been different, because the clouds dance in a different way, because you find the orchids different, because you even find some wild animals. When we were with Jasci, we find a whole family of coatis. But we also went in a very special day, Jasci. You remember?
Yeah, it's as you say, Maru, I am very excited about our unique way of doing the Inca Trail and these logistical tweaks that we are putting on our operation. But again, the most important part will be the storytelling of these few days together, arriving into this sacred place. And talking about the sacred place, the climax, I would say, right, to me, is like, it was mind-blowing. Maru, you know, Maru has been there like 50,000 times, and to me it was like, I want to be there, I want to see it. And I was very lucky because it was December 21st, summer solstice day, you know, the perfect day, the sun aligned coming through the main gate and all of these different things that now I don't remember the details. You know, it was the perfect day to be at Machu Picchu, and to me it was like, okay, this is it. Next year is going to be amazing, and it's proving to be. So to me, a dream come true for sure, and everything was perfectly designed for this, right? The train ride in style, not necessarily a la Jasci, but definitely a la Tropic, and you know, the transfer, the hike up the mountains behind, the cloud forest in it, and the Amazon calling on the background is just the perfect setting for unveil this story, right? And to be able to understand what's the deal with this place, and how crazy it is for these buildings to be there, and how important it was for this empire of the Incas, that you quickly now start understanding how important it was, and everything that you have been reading. So yeah, Maru, you know, to me, I feel blessed with the opportunity, and I look forward to do now the proper Inca Trail hike with hopefully some of you guys later in the year.
Yeah. Yes, it's beautiful, Machu Picchu. And after that, we start going up and we go to Cusco, the capital of the Inca Empire, the navel of the world, a city filled with beauty and filled with art, you know, where the architectonic Inca sites mixed with the Spanish way of building. You know, there's a lot of Inca temples. Each Inca had a temple. So Cusco is such a beautiful and picturesque city that we thought it should be walked. So we really, you know, we've really developed a route where our guests can explore Cusco walking. You know, they can go up in Sacsayhuaman, see the archaeological sites up there in the city, then go down through a new place. Actually, the neighbors have, you know, started working on pimping out one of the routes that goes down from Sacsayhuaman. And they've like cleaned up the colonial aqueduct that you see there in the corner. So it's really a nice walk. We did it with Jasci and with Manolo Chavez, with one of the people that organize the neighbors. And there you can explore a different side of Cusco and explore the different places, the Coricancha, the cathedral, you know, all the main places, but just walking and seeing the local people, and you know, and getting a sense of what it's all about. Being in the market, seeing the different kinds of breads. I love the shaman lane in the market, and it's the perfect place, like Jasci said, about storytelling and telling how the beliefs are now in Peru. What do we believe now in the Andes? So yes, yeah. That's Cusco for us. Mm-hmm.
Agreed, Maru. It is definitely a great ending, right? You are well acclimatized already. You've been in the Circuit Valley, talking about altitude only, right? So you're being able to handle these 3,500 meters altitude, and you being, you know, learning so much about the pre-Inca cultures, obviously about the ways of the Incas, and then, you know, the sad story towards the end, and then the arrival of the Spanish people. So it's all, and the current and existing beautiful people that inhabited this area of the world in Peru. But, you know, it's a great ending because everything comes to life, because it's the merger of everything, right? You can see the Spanish people coming from the mountain. You can see the Incas watching this whole unveil, and then you can meet the locals living there now. So to me, it's like the perfect scenery to get it right. And And as you said, right, the best way to experience Cusco is walking, right? Meeting your friends along the way, engaging into some activities. We have young artists, we have photographers, we have historians available. So meeting all of these people is just incredible, and making the city and the current story of the city that is so vibrant come to life, right? It's a place to be discovered on your own as well. I feel like if you have a few days to rest and take in this busy journey that you have had across the Andes, it's just the perfect spot, right? Beautiful shops and coffee shops and restaurants, and it's very diverse and fun. So this was a great ending for me, Maru, and I feel really blessed of the opportunity. The hotels in Cusco are pieces of art as well. So all very special and incredibly well preserved old town, right? Is just fascinating. So yeah, in a nutshell, and world record of timing, I think we have covered the essence of what we are trying to accomplish in this in Peru, in the Circuit Valley, specifically around Cusco with our operations. I couldn't be more grateful, Maru, for your hard work and the inspiration you and the team is bringing to me. And I feel like we are going to do a lot, and we definitely can use the support from everybody that is here and everyone that will be seen in the future, this recording. So it's a very exciting time. So Maru, I don't know if you want to open the mic and ask if anyone has questions. I haven't seen the chat. If we have questions from anyone.
Let me check the chat. And I also want to remind you, like, if any one of you needs to go deeper in any of the experiences, please feel free to reach up to me. We will be more than happy to share with you in detail any of these experiences, and also the ones that we're cooking now. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen to check on the chat and see if anyone has questions. Let me see.
So meanwhile, I know we don't want to put anybody on the spot, and if you have questions, you can always drop us a line and we'll respond via email. Few things we are working on, a unique and exclusive representation that we hopefully will be sharing some news soon. We cannot give you details right now, but it's very exciting. A la Tropic, as we have done in the Amazon of Ecuador, in the Galapagos Islands. Now we are looking at doing something in the Andes of Peru, which is awesome. And we have already operated a few trips since December when we launched. So thank you so much for the early adopters. We're very excited about this year. And business is booming, right? For all of you, I hope so. For us, definitely, both in Ecuador and in Peru. So very excited about these post-pandemic times. We have learned a great deal on how to operate things on a safe way. Our guardians, right? Our guides, our drivers have been an inspiration on how they quickly lost their fears and adapted themselves and have been able to inspire people about our destinations, being very brave, of being outside and sharing with the possibility to get COVID, right? So I feel like we have learned a great deal out of these, standards that are very simple. You just have to follow them and you'll be fine. We've been leading by example, traveling around, sharing and doing things that we expect our clients to do, and everything is fantastic. And now Ecuador and Peru are making it easier and easier for people to come. So I couldn't be happier, Maru, and proud and grateful for the opportunity, and also with the team that is behind the scenes doing making things happen, right? I think that's the bottom line, right?
Thank you, Jasci. Thank you to all of you also for attending here. And yes, we're super excited with this, and we are happy to share everything with you. So cool. Let us know.
Wonderful.
And keep aware that we will be doing more Peru webinars. So yes, we will be sending the invitations your way.
Yeah, we do have a question, very good question from Susa here. asking if you are the right person to connect to Maru for inquiries and bookings. We are definitely excited to see them coming so that you can drop Maru a line. Stephanie, who is our sales expert, is also here and will be participating on the process of developing the proposal for you when the time comes. So right now we're all here to help. So there is no specific ones. We would love to see your leads coming and participating and giving our input. We're a small team and we're very excited to do it with the high touch that we've been used to for the past 20 years. All right, guys, I think that's a wrap. We don't want to abuse of your time. We wish you the best during this year that is already flying. And we send you a big hug from Cusco, from Lima, from Quito. And I really hope we can have you guys with us soon, as well as your clients. So, un abrazo.